Master, to the devotees. God made me pass through the disciplines of various paths. First, according to the Purana, then according to the Tantra. I also followed the disciplines of the Vedas. At first, I practiced sadhana in the Panchavati. I made a grove of tulsi plants and used to sit inside it and meditate. Sometimes I cried with a longing heart, Mother, Mother, or again, Ram, Ram. While repeating the name of Ram, I sometimes assumed the attitude of Hanuman and fixed a tail to the lower end of my backbone. I was in a God-intoxicated state. At that time, I used to put on a silk robe and worship the deity. What joy I experienced in that worship! I practiced the discipline of the Tantra under the bale tree. At that time, I could see no distinction between the sacred tulsi and any other plant. In that state, I sometimes ate the leavings from a jackal's meal, food that had been exposed the whole night, part of which might have been eaten by snakes or other creatures. Footnote: in a certain form of tantric worship, food is offered to the jackals, the companions of the goddess Kali. Footnote ends. Yes, I ate that stuff. Sometimes I rode on a dog and fed him with luchi, also eating part of the bread myself. I realized that the whole world was filled with God alone. One cannot have spiritual realization without destroying ignorance. So I would assume the attitude of a tiger and devour ignorance. While practicing the disciplines of the Vedas, I became a Shonnashi. I used to lie down in the Chandni and say to Hriday, I am a Shonnashi. I shall take my meals here. Footnote: the Chandni is an open portico in the temple garden with steps descending to the Ganges. According to the Orthodox Hindu tradition, a monk is forbidden to live in a house. Footnote ends. I vowed to the Divine Mother that I would kill myself if I did not see God. I said to her, O Mother, I am a fool. Please teach me what is contained in the Vedas, the Puranas, the Tantras, and the other scriptures. The mother said to me, the essence of the Vedanta is that Brahman alone is real and the world illusory. The Satchidanand Brahman described in the Vedas is the Satchidanand Shiva of the Tantra and the Satchidanand Krishna of the Purana. The essence of the Gita is what you get by repeating the word 10 times. It is reversed into Tagi, which indicates renunciation. After the realization of God, how far below lie the Vedas, the Vedanta, the Purana, and the Tantra? To Hazra, I cannot utter the word Om in Samadhi. Why is that? I cannot say Om unless I come down very far from the state of Samadhi. I had all the experiences that one should have, according to the scriptures, after one's direct perception of God. I behaved like a child, like a madman, like a ghoul, and like an inert thing. I saw the visions described in the scriptures. Sometimes I saw the universe filled with sparks of fire. Sometimes I saw all the quarters glittering with light, as if the world were a lake of mercury. Sometimes I saw the world as if made of liquid silver. Sometimes again, I saw all the quarters illumined, as if with the light of Roman candles. So you see, my experiences tally with those described in the scriptures. It was revealed to me further that God Himself has become the universe and all its living beings and the 24 cosmic principles. It is like the process of evolution and involution. Footnote. That is to say, God Himself evolves as the universe at the time of creation, and names and forms are invoked back into God at the time of dissolution. Footnote ends. Oh, what a state God kept me in at that time! One experience would hardly be over before another overcame me. It was like the movement of the husking machine. No sooner is one end down than the other goes up. I would see God in meditation, in the state of Samadhi, and I would see the same God when my mind came back to the outer world. When looking at this side of the mirror, I would see Him alone, and when looking on the reverse side, I saw the same God. The devotees listened to these words with rapt attention.